Hey everyone, just a quick video on Link here. I want to take a look at this one because this one is showing a nice reaction at support. So if I look at the daily chart, okay, and just looking at price action alone, all right, Link held a really important support here, right here, okay. I see a lot of people interested in shorting Link, and so I just wanted to take a quick look at it and see if it's in fact a good short or not. All right, so I had a lot of people in my Discord wanting to short it at like 750-ish, and I said, no, it looks like we could at least retest 810-ish, I think it is, 809, and because this is an important breakdown spot, right? So first thing I notice right now is we've obviously got a really nice strong uptrend, okay, nice increasing volume, right? Look at this nice increasing buy volume on an uptrend, that's great. All right. I do notice this breakout here without a retest, so that's important, but we'll get back to that later if I have time. But what I want to say is this is a really nice high volume breakout, right? Really nice high volume reaction, and then we broke this high here, which is important, okay? This is a rejection candle. If we didn't break this high here, I would have expected us if we just dropped here, I would have expected us to drop pretty hard, okay? But we broke this high, and it tells me that we could have a potential to make a new all-time high again soon, but also we held this support. So this is a nice strong breakout. If we would have broke down here and closed the daily below this level, very likely that we would be dropping lower to probably at least 650, okay? The fact that we held this support, all right, yeah, regardless on this candle, it actually wasn't a very high volume sell candle. You can see here, this smaller candle had the same amount of volume as this big candle, okay? And the buyers immediately stepped in to rebuy this, right? So we now have some declining volume into resistance, which isn't a great thing, but if Link can somehow manage to close above this breakdown here, all right, this is the breakdown I'm interested in. If it can somehow manage to close above this breakdown, I think that it'll flip this and it'll make a new all-time high, okay? Pretty straightforward here. And it's kind of the same thing we see here, right? So we got a high volume breakdown, all right? We held support, and then what happened over here? Closed back above it, retested it, and took off. Pretty straightforward, right? Now, of course, we retested it again. But you can see that this pretty much held the whole time, and if I move this to the right spot, okay, you're gonna see that this support held perfectly, all right? So these breakdowns and breakouts are really important levels that we need to hold. So breakdown, we need to flip back above it. Break out, we need to flip back below it. And we didn't flip back below this one. If we flip back above this one, okay, we're going to see a new all-time high. I'm pretty confident in that. So daily close today is super important. So if we can flip this here, retest this and go. Okay, depending on how strong this is, we wouldn't maybe not even retest. You can see the really high volume is here. Okay, this is the highest volume and another high volume area here. So we definitely we have some levels to break through. Best bullish scenario would be probably a breakout of here today, okay, to resistance up here at, what is that, 825-ish, okay? Breakout here, hit that, retest down here at this 807, and then take off, okay? Do I want to long at resistance? Hell no. Okay, I do not want to buy here. There's absolutely no reason for me to buy here on a daily time frame. Maybe on a lower time frame, I could buy here, but I'd have to sell quicker, right? So if I buy on a high time frame, I'm planning to hold longer. If I buy on a low time frame, I'm never going to hold longer. If I buy on a 15-minute chart, I'm not going to hold longer than a couple hours. Okay, there's just no reason to, because anything can happen on the daily chart in that time. So will I buy here? No. Could I short here? Yes, potentially. Do I want to? I'd have to look at lower time frames. I'm not taking a trade on this. I just kind of wanted to TA it real quick because I thought it was interesting. So best bullish case scenario would be breakout up here to 825, reject, or maybe even close the daily there. Okay. Daily close above this right here, above 807 will be most likely bullish, okay? So reject there, we retest that 807 area, and then we can continue from there, okay? So do I need to buy at 802? No. All right, if I buy at 802 and we reject, there's a long way down. If we break up here and close up here, I can buy at like 807, okay? And if I buy at 807 from 802 right now, or 803, whatever that is, okay, I'm missing out on 0.62% of that move. Okay, 0.62% of that move. So to keep my risk right now is high to buy, and I'm risking more than 0.62% to buy this at all. I'd probably have to go to lower time frame. But if I wait for this to flip and buy here, okay, I can create a tighter stop loss because I know it has to hold support, and I'll feel a lot better about it, and I'm only missing out on 0.62% of that move, okay? So there's no reason to FOMO at resistance. Just get in a little bit higher, okay? And what I mean by that is if I took a trade right now, so if I took a long position right here, just on a daily chart, I would need to put my stop loss probably below this candle, maybe below the EMA, okay? So let's say I'm targeting 950, okay? I'm just making up a number. Let's say I'm targeting 950, 948, okay? Because I always front run my own targets too. Because I would hate, so I'm going to get off topic here for a half second, but I always front run my targets because if I'm holding out for 950 and I have my target set at 950 and it goes to 948 and rejects instantly, I'm not ready to sell yet. And now if it rejects at 948 and drops back to $9, I miss out on a high percentage, especially if I'm in a leverage trade, right? So I would set my target at 948 or maybe a target zone that I would start taking profit, and then I can ladder out from 948, or let's say I would ladder out from 940 to 950, okay? And I would just start laddering out. So if we go up to 940, as soon as we break 940, I would start laddering out. And then if we hit 950, I would probably close out. Okay, sorry, getting a call. And if I hit 950, I would probably close out, okay? But if I don't hit 950, or if I hit 948 and reject, and I go back to 940, I would probably close out there too. Okay, and I miss out on a 0.02, like a 2-cent move. All right, again, very, very small percentage move. But if I'm waiting for 950 to hit and it never hits and we reject hard, then I'm missing out on 3 or 4 or 5%. Okay, so that's how I do that. But anyways, back to this. So my stop loss. All right, if I enter a trade right here on a daily chart, and again, this isn't going to lower time frames, it's just daily, I would have to put my stop loss probably here to feel comfortable about it not hitting. Okay, maybe below this wick here. Okay, and again, this is like a set 6% stop loss and an 18% profit. So that's not terrible R to R, but I like better. So maybe here, 5%, maybe here. Okay, but I would feel like if I go here at 1.3, it's probably going to get hit. It's very likely to get hit. So for me to actually find a stop loss here that I would normally use, I would have to use it down here at 8%. Okay, so it's 2 to 1, a little over 2 to 1, but not very much better. But if I wait for this to flip, let's say this closes up above 807 today, now I can enter here, okay, let's say I enter back at 807 or whatever, 810 we'll say I enter at 810 because I usually front run my entries slightly too. And then let's say I'm going to put my stop loss below this wick and these candles, so at 2%, okay, so now I've got a 2% risk and a 17-ish% reward, okay, so now it's like 8 to 1. It's 1 to 8 risk to reward, whereas the other one was 1 to 2.5. Okay, so my risk to reward's way better already on that. And this is a long-term game, you guys. Like long-term, if I get those 1 to 2 trade entries, I have to have at least a 50% win rate. Whereas if I get 1 to 8 risk to rewards, I need a 20%, less than 20% win rate, 15% win rate to be profitable technically, right? Or to break even. So just don't play with your emotions, all right? Look at levels, learn how to read levels, all right? This is from my own personal TBA experience. This doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean that I'm right, but I'm a PA trader, and I would obviously use my indicators to help back that, and I've got a nice strong OPV right now, which is great. But I trade off PA. I have my own little tiny strategies that are different from a lot of people, but these breakdowns, I've learned that they're very important, okay? These big candles, they're very important, and these big green candles are very important. The bottom of these big green candles is important, and the top of these big red candles is important, as you see here, and actually, as you see here. And look at how great this is. So, look, this breakdown, okay, retest, and I can slide it in a little bit. Also, I didn't get 2 closes below. I got 1 close, maybe barely below, and then back above. I need 2 closes below anything to confirm, okay? But anyway, so I got this nice big breakdown, which ends up being a fake out. We go up and we break above it, and now we can buy the retest. Okay, we bounced, but again, a nice big red candle. Okay, same thing. Let's see the top of this candle. Okay, and it was on high volume, but high volume doesn't matter if there's no follow through. So if there's no follow through on this, like and this is where a lot of people get burned scalping, is they see this high volume candle and they immediately short, and it goes the opposite direction. If I'm scalping, I'm going to short up here anyway on this rebound, maybe. Or if I see momentum increasing, and then I really start to see momentum come in, then I will short and try to catch that late. But I can't do as large of a position if I'm chasing, whereas if I'm getting a rebound, okay? But anyway, to go back to my main point, this breakdown here, look what happened, okay? Broke through, nice. Like, see how that barely closed above it? Retested, this one clearly retested it and closed above, and now we had no closes below it, okay? So I would put my stop loss somewhere down here, wouldn't have gotten a hit. I like to use a manual stop loss, especially when I scalp, so I don't get caught on these wicks. But you can see here, this held and it rocketed, okay? Beautiful, that's amazing, like perfect PA, okay? Picture perfect. Then we get some nice high volume here. We retested the bottom of this one. This nice big green candle. We retested the bottom of that and continued. Okay, and now we got this big breakout. So on moving up, now our first area. So as soon as we rejected here, it is almost a tweezer top. Okay, nice high volume rejection. So I'm not surprised we dropped. I kind of started shorting that a little bit, but I just for scalps. Just because anytime I short these really strong trends, this is a really strong trend, right? There could be really strong rebound on these. And this is a really vertical trend. So there could be a really high rebound on these vertical trends. If the trend line is more steady like this, okay, and it's moving like this, there's not going to be as strong of a rebound when it bounces. Like the bounce, it's a hard move up, drops down, and bounces hard, okay? So there's a lot more chance at a high rebound on these. And look, we're getting a really nice push here. Tezos is pushing for me too. That's my only position right now. So whenever momentum stalls, I start to close my shorts when I'm scalping, okay? So if I was in a daily swing and I shorted up here and momentum stopped, I would get out a lot of it down here because the fact that there's that rebound and momentum stalled, and on these strong trends, they can just continue. And you don't, and even if it looks like a breakdown and all of your indicators and all of your, technical analysis says it's a breakdown, it does. The market sometimes doesn't care, and FOMO will take it up. Okay. So anytime I'm scalping, the same thing. If this was a 1 minute chart and there's a nice strong trend and I'm expecting it to drop back down here at like 80% correction and it doesn't, I got to start closing because I've gotten stuck in these before where they stop here and then they just rebound and rocket, and I'm up in a nice profitable trade and it rebounds and hits my stop loss before I knew it. Okay. I'm going to have to go here. I've got a call coming in. But anyway, so that's our level we've got to look at, okay, you guys? So I will have some more updates for you guys later. Thanks for watching.